all I ever cared about during my life was just football. That's all I ever cared about. That's all I was really passionate about. Everything I did just kind of alleviated back to football. Like, I got good grades. I stayed out of trouble because of football. You know what I'm saying? So football embedded a lot of structure in me, but it was just because of football itself, right? When I first got to Georgia Southern, one thing that a player actually told me was, make sure you take advantage of this opportunity and study something that's going to help you whether you make it to the league or not.
And then we kind of like find ourselves into corporate America like our parents want, you know, and like our family wants for us. And then it gets to a point, especially our generation, where we just realize it's not too much that corporate America has to offer for us besides income. And so then when you realize that, well, the income part, I can take care of myself, you know. So now what is the benefit? I've had a lot of different jobs, but the reason why mine is not just because of the income. It's just like flexibility, networking, connections, growth, all the other things. So some of us do a good job of being able to find, like, okay, it is still some benefit in this corporate job.
Yep.
But for others, you're just like, nah, I got to get out of here. Boom, start my own business.
Yeah. The best way to become the best opportunity you have to become the best entrepreneur you want to be is to start by working for somebody. It's start by working, right? Because you develop so many skills. Like, when I look back as an engineer, it was a lot of structure in that embedded into me when running my own company. I used to hate going to weekly meetings, but now I do that with my team, and I see why is that important, because you're keeping the goal top of mind. You're building culture. You're building your fellowship and different things like that, that at the time working a 9 to 5 I didn't realize. So I feel like my family didn't understand me. I feel like when you're like a first generation entrepreneur and nobody in your family ever had that that mind to do something outside of going to school, getting a job, you're always going to be the black sheep. You're always going to be misunderstood. Nobody really understands you until the results prove otherwise. You know what I mean? The engineer title pleased them more than just being an entrepreneur and making way more money. You know what I'm saying? So them telling me, like, you're meant to be an engineer. You don't went to school for 4 to 5 years. You got a degree. You're an engineer. You put all the work in. This is you. They were kind of like, oh, the little business, and then giving me like, what else? What if it doesn't work out? Or, yeah, you're making money now, but this is gonna last forever. You got guaranteed money at a 9 to 5. You just got to show up to chase something that may or may not work out. So, and the same thing I learned with friends as well. Some of the friends I learned early on in entrepreneurship. Once I started having results, some friends, they just want to be there for your benefits. They want you to go through the hardship and then benefit off of your results, if that makes sense, right? Nobody's picking it up, right? We playing the game, talking about college, females, and drinking, but when I talk about business, it's like, oh yeah, that's cool. Nobody's like dismissing it fully, but it's like, yeah, that's cool, just let me know how it goes. You know what I'm saying? It's like very short and abrupt.
You really don't get the freedom of an entrepreneur until, like, just like how they say you shouldn't collect profits until like 2 years in business, 3 years in business and stuff like that. Like, that's when you really not even collecting freedom as a profit, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're not collecting that profit of freedom for another 2 years, 3 years either, because you got to work in the business and on the business.
Switching and thinking of what if it does work out instead of what if it doesn't work out. Focus, man. Focus was the only way I was able to get myself out of my 9 to 5.